Have a nice day. Today is Tuesday, 6th of August 2024. This day is famous for Hiroshima Day. Hiroshima Day is observed on August 6th every year. This is the day when the atomic bomb was dropped on the Japanese city of Hiroshima. This was a more advanced plutonium-based bomb that had undergoing trials during the Trinity test while originally intended for the city of Kokura. As its primary target, the airplane's crew shifted to Nagasaki due to the dense layer of clouds. Reports differ on the casualties from the bombings, with estimates as high as 166,000 deaths, mainly civilians. Over 2,000 nuclear tests were conducted after 1945, contributing to the proliferation of nuclear weapons and the development of arsenals are far more powerful than the bombs that were dropped on the Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Nagasaki Peace Park are dedicated to commemorating victims of the 1945 atomic bombing. From the Indian history, August 6th marks the passing of the Surendranath Banerjee, a trailblazing political leader whose influence during the colonial rule laid the foundation for modern India. Starting the newspaper analysis, the newspaper, the Hindu state is empowering India's future. A liberal green solar panel. Investing in a cleaner, flexible, and resilient power grid will help our economy grow sustainably and create jobs in the clean energy sector. In her seventh consecutive budget speech, the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman announced measures indicating India's commitment to its clean energy transition. These measures include developing policies on pumped hydro storage and energy transition pathways to support nuclear energy and energy efficiency. Yet the memories of this summer's record breaking the heat waves, which drove up power demand, are still fresh. They reflect both a growing economy and a warming climate. Ministry of External Affairs remains silent on Bangladesh crisis as Sheikh Hasina resigns. People step on her image as they reacted to the resignation of the Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina in the East London Brighton on August 5, 2024. As India focuses on the safety of the embassy personnel, citizens in Bangladesh and arrangements for Ms. Hasina, experts say New Delhi must also reach out to those in charge in Dhaka now. Despite dramatic developments in the Dhaka, and the arrival of the outgoing Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina at the Hindon Air Base outside Delhi, the Ministry of External Affairs made no statements about the situation in Bangladesh or on Ms. Hasina on Monday. As the tense exchange between the government and the students began, Ms. Hasina started the students by calling them Razakars. As the Prime Ministership of Sheikh Hasina came to an end on August 5, a predominant sentiment in the Awami League is that there were tale signs of weakening of the consultation process within the party that was built on the friendship and camaraderie. The sign of systematic weakening came rather dramatically soon after Prime Minister Hasina returned from China, cutting short a visit that was planning over several months. By the time Ms. Hasina returned from Beijing on July 10, the forces that would ultimately cause her overthrow had mobilized themselves. Preamble of the Constitution dropped from select new NCERT textbooks. Well, in the social science book exploring society, India and beyond, the preamble has not been published. The National Council of Educational Research and Training (NCERT) has dropped the preamble to the Constitution from several class 3 and 6 textbooks issued this year. BJP does not respect Kashmiriyat or democracy, says Congress Chief Mallikarjun Kharge on 5 years of abrogation of Article 370. Congress Chief and Leader of Opposition in Rajya Sabha Mallikarjun Kharge speaks during the Moon session of the Parliament in New Delhi on 31st of July 2024. Party chief says Modi government has felt the move would help integrate Jammu and Kashmir with the rest of India while preventing terrorism and separatism. But the situation on the ground is starkly different, targeting the Narendra Modi-led government over its claims with regard to abrogation of Article 370 in Jammu and Kashmir. The Congress on the Monday demanded assembly elections be conducted as per the deadline set by the Supreme Court. CPI moves a breach of privilege. Motion against Amit Shah over the violent landslide remarks Union Home Minister Amit Shah at the Parliament during the Moon session in New Delhi on Monday. It was only after the occurrence of landslides that Vayanand was placed under red alert by the Indian Meteorological Department. MP Santosh says in petition to Rajya Sabha Chairman Jagdeep Dharkar. Moving to another privileged motion against the Home Minister himself for allegedly misleading the Parliament with his claims that Kerala was forward about the landslides in Wayanad. Communist Party of India's Rajya Sabha MPP Santosh Kumar said in his petition that that the affected area was never under a red alert. He also pointed out that warning that the Home Minister was referring to were vague. Going to the Hindustan Times newspaper states that Akal Takht makes SAD chief Sukhbir Singh Badal's apology letter public. Shiromani Akali Dal President Sukhbir Singh Badal submitting his explanation letter over the allegation leveled by rebel SAD leaders to Akal Takht Jatendra Gyani. Rambit Singh in the presence of the SGPC President Harjendra Singh Dhami, Party leader Balwinder Singh Bhundar and Daljit Singh Chima and Maheshendra Singh Grewal at the Takht Secretariat in Amritsar on July 24. Akal Takht, the Supreme Sikh temporal seat, on Monday made the apology letter submitted by Shiromani Akali Dal SAD President Sukhbir Singh Badal to Jitendra Gyani Rambir Singh on July 24 public. In the letter, Sukhbir, who was summoned by the Jatendra to respond to the allegation made by SAD rebels, tendered an unconditional apology for all mistakes committed by the party and its government. Explained the Supreme Court, MCD aldermen, a verdict nominations, tussle impact what next? The Supreme Court ruled the Lieutenant Governor can nominate 10 MCD aldermen without the government's advice. Supreme Court on Monday ruled that the Lieutenant Governor's LLG has the power to nominate 10 Municipal Corporation of Delhi MCD aldermen without the government's advice, paving the way for the pending elections to the civic bodies, wards and standing committees. Hasina flees Bangladesh. Protesters celebrate besides a defeats the portrait of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina after news of her resignation in Dhaka, Bangladesh. Sheikh Hasina, Bangladesh's longest-serving Prime Minister, resigned in the face of massive public protests and fled into India. Even as Army Chief General Waqar announced that an interim government would be formed to the Iran government. Hasina, 76, was left with no option but to quit. As public anger grew over the death of more than 300 people in a crackdown by her administration on a movement that began as a protest against a controversial quota in government jobs and transformed into a mass mobilization demanding her resignation. Her flight came a little more than 6 months after she began a fourth consecutive term and fifth overall since 1996 by winning a general election in January month that were boycotted by the main opposition Bangladesh Nationalist Party. The elections were marred by a low turnout of 40%, and her last few years in the power were marked by crackdown on the opposition, including the jailing of leaders, stifling of the dissent, and muzzling of media. India's fourth place finishes at the Olympics. India's Arjun Babhuta gestures after finishing fourth in the 10-meter air rifle men's final at the Paris Olympics on Monday. Indian shooter Arjun Babhuta suffered a heartbreak as he ended fourth in the men's 10-meter air rifle final on Monday. Joining the list of heartbreaks Indian sportsperson has suffered over the years at the Olympic Games. While we celebrate those who return with the medals, it's important to remember those who are but managed to earn the reward medals. SFIO from the economy of the country. SPFIO probe into the Sahara group of the companies. Arabic Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said. The minister said there are some cases which come under the regulator stock exchange SEBI Stock Exchange Board of India, while some are dealt by the Ministry of Corporation. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman speaks in the Lok Sabha during the moon session of the Parliament in New Delhi on August 5, 2024. Rattled by United States and Japan, markets crashed over 2.5% on global sell-off. sell-off. Sorry. The market capitalization or the total value of the all listed shares of the building stock exchange are listed firms are dropped by the rupees 15 lakh crore to rupees 441.84 lakh crore on Monday compared to rupees 457.16 lakh crore on August 2nd. Domestic stock market indices Sensex and the Nifty crashed over 2.5%, their biggest fall in 2 months, as fear of a recession in the United States. The unwinding of yen carry traders after the Bank of Japan hiked interest rate and geopolitical tensions in the Middle East rattled investors, resulting in the selling of riskier assets. Up to 85% employed youth in rural areas seek to change job report. The report also found that the majority of respondents do not consider agriculture aspirational in its current state, and 70% of them attributed the reasons to low productivity and insufficient practice. The report defines opportunity youth as those who are either unemployed or underemployed, who collectively account for 70% of all the rural youth in India. Between 70 to 85% of the currently employed youth in the rural areas desire to change their jobs. The State of the Rural Youth Employment Report 2024 has found. The report also indicated that agriculture and self-employment, traditionally key sources of rural labor absorption, are no longer seen as aspirational career paths by many young people in rural India. According to the world news, including anti-immigrant violence erupts across the Britain amid social media and misinformation. United States applauds Bangladeshi army's restraints aim at political crisis following the Sheikh Hasina's resignation. United States Senator Mark Kelly deletes post aimed Vice President speculation. Trump labels Venezuela a dictatorship aimed election with controversy. Trump warns of World War III while pointing finger at Biden's economic policy. United States Supreme Court declines to halt Trump's sentencing in hush money case. Now going to science and tech, we have gene that helps race horses manage BB could help human athletes too. A horse race under the way at the Thorburg Club in Del Mar, California, August 4, 2024. 6 years ago, researchers found that horses with a certain genome region could run faster, but could not save. This has changed now. Humans have entertained themselves with the horse racing for hundreds of years, even so. Who would have guessed that someday the sport might help us understand how our blood pressure is regulated during the exercise? Elon Musk shows open artificial intelligence renewing claims that ChatGPT marker puts profits before the benefit of humanity. Tesla X, formerly known as Twitter, and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk speaks with the members of the media during the Artificial Intelligence Safety Summit at Bletchley Park in Bletchley, Britain on November 1st, 2023. Elon Musk has filed a second lawsuit against Open Artificial Intelligence and two founders, Sam Altman and Greg Brockman. Elon Musk filed a lawsuit on Monday against Open Artificial Intelligence and two of its founders, Sam Altman and Kirk Brockman, renewing claims that the ChatGPT maker betrayed its founding aims of benefiting the public good rather than pursuing profits. The lawsuit filed in a Northern California federal court called Musk's case a textbook tale of altruism versus greed. Mr. Altman and others named in the suit intentionally quoted and deceived the Musk, preying on Musk's humanitarian concern about the existential dangers posed by the artificial intelligence, according to the complaint. Google lost its massive antitrust case over its search dominance. Various Google logos are displayed on a Google search Monday, September 11, 2023 in New York. United States District Judge Amit Mehta ruled on Monday, August 5, 2024 that Google's ubiquitous search engine has been illegally exploited its dominance to squash competition and stifle innovation in a seismic decision that could shake up the internet and hobble one of the world's best-known companies. Google almost certainly will appeal the decision in a process that ultimately may land in the United States Supreme Court. A judge on Monday ruled that Google's ubiquitous search engine has been illegally exploiting its dominance to squash competition and stifle innovation in a seismic decision that could shake up the internet and hobble one of the world's best-known companies. Spend more on health infrastructure. Health minister to states. Union Minister J.P. Nadda speaks in the Lok Sabha during the monsoon session of the Parliament in New Delhi on Monday, August 5, 2024. Mr. Nadda also dismissed opposition allegations on the reduction of allocation under the Prime Minister Ayushman Bharat Healthcare Infrastructure Mission. Union Health Minister J.P. Nadda on Monday, August 5, 2024, urged state governments to spend more on improving healthcare infrastructure and dismissed opposition allegations on reduction of allocation under the Prime Minister Ayushman Bharat Healthcare Infrastructure Mission (PM-ABHIM). NGO petitions governor to annual political appointment to Karnataka Wildlife Board. File photo of the Nagarhole Tiger Reserve. Karnataka Wildlife Board is a statutory body advising the state government on wildlife conservation, with the Chief Minister as its chairperson. Kith and kin of politicians who have been appointed to the board neither have knowledge nor expertise in the wildlife conservation, according to the National Environment Care Federation. Mangaluru-based National Environment Care Federation has written to the Governor Thawar Chand Gehlot to revoke the appointment of politically connected persons with no expertise in ecology, wildlife, and forest habitats as members of the Karnataka State Board of Wildlife. At last, there is a famous quotation said by a famous scholar, Rabindranath Tagore, whose birth anniversary is 7 May 1861 up to 7 August 1941, was an Indian poet, writer, playwright, composer, philosopher. He is not a scholar, he is a philosopher, social reformer, and a patron of the Bengali Renaissance. Rabindranath Tagore shaped Bengali literature and music as well as the Indian art with the contextual modernism in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Author of the profoundly sensitive, fresh, and beautifully poetry of Gitanjali in 1930, he became the first non-European and the first lyricist to win the Nobel Prize in Literature. Tagore's poetic songs were a favorite, as a spiritual and Mercurian, while his elegant prose and his magical poetry were widely popular in the Indian subcontinent. He was a fellow of the Royal Asiatic Society, referred to as the Bard of the Bengal. Tagore was known by his famous sobriquets Gurudev, Kobi Guru, and Biswakobi. A Bengali Brahmin from Calcutta with ancestral gentry roots in Burdwan district and Jessore, Tagore wrote poetry as an 8-year-old. At the age of 16, he released his first substantial poem under the pseudonym Banushima Sunline, which was seized upon the literary authorities as long lost classics. By 1877, he graduated to his first short stories and travels published under his real name. As a humanist, universalist, internationalist, and ardent critic of nationalism, he denounced the British Raj and advocated independence from Britain. As an exponent of the Bengal Renaissance, he advanced a vast canon that comprised paintings, sketches, and doodles, hundreds of texts, and some 2,000 songs. His legacy also endures in his founding of Vishwa Bharati University. Tagore modernized Bengali art by spurning rigid classical forms and resisting linguistic strictures. His novels, stories, songs, dance, dramas, and essays spoke to the topics of political and personal. Gitanjali's song offerings, Gora, Fair Fist, and Karibari, The Home and the World, are his best known works, and his first short stories and novels were acclaimed or panned for their lyricism, colonialism, nationalism, and unnatural contemplation. His compositions were chosen by two nations national anthems, India's Janagana Mana and Bangladesh's Amar Sonhar Bangla. The Sri Lankan national anthem was also inspired by his work. His song Banglar Mati Banglar Chol has been adopted as the state anthem of West Bengal. Rabindranath Tagore says a famous quotation as he says that we read the world wrong and say that it deceives us. He also says that everything comes to us that belongs to us if we create the capacity to receive it. Mr. Rabindranath Tagore says about education that the highest education is that which does not merely give us information, but makes our life in harmony with all existence. Okay, thank you.